Do you know what's worse than being single? Being with the wrong person and knowing you settled because you were afraid of being alone. Welcome to Dating After Divorce. Today, we need to talk about something that's costing too many divorced Christians their future happiness. The fear that if you don't say yes to whoever shows interest, you'll miss your last chance at love. But here's what I know after walking many women through dating after divorce. When you settle for good enough because you're afraid of missing out, you are missing out on the extraordinary relationship God has waiting for you. Let's talk about why the fear of being alone is lying to you and what's really on the other side of trusting God's timing. Welcome to All About Dating, the podcast where faith meets love and healing opens the doors to your heart's deepest desire. I am Patty Martin Guerra, your host and life coach, and I'm here to guide you on a transformative journey. Whether you're navigating the world of dating apps, healing from past relationships, or ready to manifest the love you truly deserve, this is your safe place to grow, heal, and discover your divine worth. Each week, we'll explore practical strategies for authentic dating, dive deep into healing past traumas, and align your heart with God's beautiful plan for your love life. Because, sister, you deserve nothing less than extraordinary love. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you, to give you hope and a future." So open your heart and let's discover how to date with divine purpose. After a divorce, there are two fears that whisper to us constantly. First, you'll be alone forever. That voice that says, at your age, with her history, with kids or baggage or whatever you're carrying, nobody's going to want you. When someone decent comes along, you better grab them. Second, missing out. You see everyone else coupling, getting engaged, posting happy photos, and you think, if I don't say yes to the person in front of me, I'm going to be left behind. These fears make intelligent, beautiful, worthy women settle for relationships that are lukewarm at best and toxic at worst. But can I tell you something? These fears are rooted in scarcity thinking, not in faith. They're based on the lie that God's supply is limited, that His timing is off, and that He doesn't have something better planned. When you settle out of fear, you don't just get a mediocre relationship. You pay a much higher price. You sacrifice your peace. Every day you're with someone you settled for, there's this quiet voice reminding you that this isn't quite right. You can't fully rest. You're blocking your blessing. Think about it. If your hands are full, holding on to good enough, how can you receive more than you can ask or imagine? God cannot deliver a grand prize to someone who's already signed up for the participation trophy. And to teach your children that fear is a better guide than faith, that comfort is more important than calling, that you serve a small God with limited resources. Here's the truth that will set you free. Being alone for a reason is not the same as being alone forever. God isn't testing you to see if you'll take whatever scraps come your way. He's preparing you and preparing someone for you for a relationship that reflects His love, His faithfulness, and His abundance. The grand prize I'm talking about isn't some fairy tale. It's a relationship where you don't have to shrink yourself, where you're celebrated, not tolerated, where you can grow in your faith together, where there's genuine compatibility, shared values, and mutual respect. But you have to trust that God's got this. You have to believe that His timeline is better than your panic. You have to be willing to stay available, but not desperate. Open, but not settling. Psalms 37:4 says, "Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart." Notice it doesn't say, panic and grab whatever is in front of you. So how do I actually do this, you may ask? How do I overcome the fear of being alone without settling? Well, let me tell you. First, get honest about what you're really afraid of. Is it loneliness, judgment from others, financial insecurity? When you name the fear, you can bring it to God instead of letting it drive your decisions. Second, build a life you love right now. Don't put your joy on hold waiting for someone to complete you. Invest in friendships, pursue hobbies, serve your community, deepen your faith. When you're thriving as a single person, you won't settle just to escape the singleness. Third, get clear on your non-negotiables. What are the qualities, the values, and the character traits that actually matter for a lifelong partner? Write them down, pray over them, and don't compromise on them just because someone pays your attention. And finally, surround yourself with people who remind you of your worth and God's faithfulness. When fear starts whispering, you can't do this alone, and you don't have to. I'm launching a membership community called Christian Dating, and I'm looking for founding members who want to navigate this journey with intention, faith, and support. Inside the community, you'll learn how to heal from your past so it doesn't sabotage your future, how to date with healthy boundaries and biblical wisdom, how to recognize red flags before you're emotionally invested, how to build confidence in who you are as a child of God, and most importantly, how to trust God's process, even when it doesn't match your timeline. We'll have weekly coaching calls, a private community where you can ask questions and get real answers, resources and guides on everything from creating a dating profile to having difficult conversations, and a group of women who understand exactly what you're going through. As a founding member, you'll get 50% off for life. This isn't just a discount. It is my way of saying thank you for being part of building something that I believe will change lives. If you're tired of figuring this out alone, if you want to date with purpose instead of panic, send me a message in my Instagram account. I'll leave the link on the show notes and join us as a founding member. Thank you for listening, and I hope to hear from you. Blessings. Thank you for joining me on today's episode of All About Dating. Remember, your healing is holy work, your standards are sacred, and your love story has already been written by God Almighty. Before you go, please take a moment to reflect on today's message. How is God calling you to show up differently in your dating life? What healing work is He inviting you to embrace? If today's episode touched your heart, please share it with your sister who needs to hear this message. Together, we're creating a community of women who refuse to settle for nothing less than what she deserves. Be a blessing to me and leave me a review to help me reach more women around the world. Until next time, keep dating with purpose, healing with grace, and trusting in God's perfect timing for your love story. This is Patty Martin Guerra reminding you, you are loved, you are worthy, and your happily ever after, it's on its way. Blessings and love.